Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us for these sessions. I'm Jongmin Moon, Senior Asset Manager at AWS. I'm so excited to be here with Toast Securities, one of the top Korean tech fin companies. Today, we will show you how Toast Securities transformed their super web operations using AI technology and AWS services. Here's the plan. I will give you a quick overview of Amazon Bedrock and Amazon Nova, then hand it over to Namgyu Jo to share their real story, pain point, and solutions and results. All right, Amazon Bedrock. This is our fully managed platform for building GenAI applications with 5 key capabilities. First, choiceable model. You can choose the best model for your business among many industry-leading foundation models. And you don't have to change application code when you want to change the foundation model. Cost and performance. You can optimize cost and performance through choiceable model, intelligent prompt routing, prompt caching, and flexible inference options, etc. Easy customizations. You can fine-tune models with your own data and can set up RAG without complexity. Security, your data stays private within AWS with enterprise-grade security built-in, plus guardrails filtering harmful content. Last but not least, agent. You can build and deploy agent. Agent can work complex tasks beyond the simple chatbot. Now, let me briefly introduce Amazon Nova. This is our own family of foundation models, only working on the Bedrock with industry-leading price performance. Amazon Nova family has 4 categories. For understanding models, we have a Nova Micro for text input and text output. Nova Lite, Pro, and Premier handle multimodal inputs, text, images, and videos to generate text outputs. For creative content generations, Nova Canvas generates images, and Nova Reel creates videos. Nova Sonic is our speech-to-speech model that processes voice input and generates voice output. And the Nova Act automatically performs tasks on behalf of users within web browsers. Among these models, Toast Securities is leveraging Nova Micro and the Lite for test automation. Now let's hear from Namgyu Jo on how Toast Securities solved their challenges on AWS.
Hi, I'm Namgyu Jo from Toast Securities. Let me briefly introduce about Toast. Toast is a super app that powers almost every part of daily life in Korea, from banking, investing, and shopping to gaming and ride hailing. With this broad ecosystem, Toast has been growing at extraordinary speed. To give you one example, Toast Securities, the business I'm part of, became #1 platform for overseas stock trading in Korea in just 3 years after launch. And with this kind of rapid growth, we naturally face significant growing pains. In short, fast growth created even faster problems. So we ship dozens of new versions every single day. These updates span banking, payments, securities, commerce, even games, all happening at the same time. The problem was simple. Our testing and validation just couldn't keep up. So unit tests were already painful, and integration tests made everything even slower. So we ended up with the classic problem: too many releases, too little time. Testing across countries' device and OS versions was a daily struggle. Working remotely made it even harder. Not everyone had access to the same device. Sometimes we had to hunt down someone with the exact model just to reproduce an issue. So somebody asked, who got iPhone 17 Pro Max? So it was slow and frustrating and impossible to scale. When daylight saving time begins, global market hours shift unexpectedly. Our trading system has to be tested exactly when market open, even if it was 7 a.m. QA engineers often stayed up through the night, manually checking whether trade executed correctly. It was exhausting, error-prone, and hard to sustain. In summary, the challenges we faced fell into three main categories. It was hard to maintain quality at the speed we were deploying, testing across diverse models, and remote environment was extremely complex. We lacked real-time visibility to monitor, schedule, and verify log. And that's exactly why we built this platform. You can access the web interface and control any device instantly and with virtual no latency. As you can see, there is no latency for the YouTube video. You can freely inspect all network packets generating during a test. So you can instantly verify whether the expected log will produced through an automated report. And you can create automated workflow that runs tests repeatedly. Visually review and refine each step and schedule them to run exactly when you need. This video shows an example workflow to launch YouTube and automatically switch through different tabs. So after making workflow and just click it, then you make opening YouTube workflow. So you can find elements is clickable. So let's see. After that, when I click start number 2, then the tab will be changed like that. But we needed to make sure making this didn't feel like work. This next video shows how an LLM can access portal site and perform actions. I just asked to launch naver.com. It's like Google for Korea. So tests created through the chat are saved as workflow, so they can be reused anytime. Sorry for Koreans, but it's like the agent say what is the interactive buttons. Like that way, I can call the MCP tools to, and agent say what is the summary of my name. It's not me, but and as you can see here, you can build and adjust workflows in a real time through a conversation with the agent. In this example, I first asked it send me Slack DM saying hello world every 5 seconds. Then I asked it to change 3 seconds. And as shown on the right side, the workflow updated immediately and work exactly as I request. Here's how we design and build it. We operate a fully isolated AWS environment, and with Direct Connect, our teams can securely access the development network from both office and home. Our services are deployed seamlessly on EC2, while all code and workflow scripts efficiently managed through our Git server in AWS. To comply with Korea's strict financial regulations, we leverage isolated model instance on Amazon Bedrock to build AI features safely. So we use a component called provider, which can be an employee's PC or server running in our data centers. When a phone is connected to the provider via USB, mobile controller is automatically installed on the device. And the provider communicates with this controller over gRPC to control the device. The provider communicates with the automation platform server through HTTP WebSocket. Now, users can control multiple devices and connect their own device and run existing test scripts without any additional steps. Most existing workflow solutions were overly complex. It is really difficult to localize for strict financial regulations and didn't deliver the ETL performance we need. So we set out to build a workflow system that is fast enough and flexible enough and simple enough. Instead of relying on the complex algorithm like topological sorting, we designed the system to operate out using only the information about connected nodes, the previous and next ones, plus the trigger ID. This reflects not just my personal development philosophy, but also TOS broader culture. Simple is best. In terms of flexibility, we designed the system so that new nodes can be added at runtime and used immediately in any workflow. We choose TypeScript because each type system makes it easy to define and validate the input parameters for each node. So that default value can be used in input parameter for default value. Now, let's take a look at how AI actually in this project. When a user says something like, tell me Amazon stock price, the agent first perform a RAG argument search to retrieve similar test case. If there is no similar examples are found, the agent fall back to direct inference without retriever. Next, to determine which element need to be tapped on the screen, the agent uses NovaWrite to interpret both the text and image components. We use NovaWrite because it is a multimodal language. It first analyzes the dump text and structured data from the device, and if there is no element cannot be found in there, it falls back to a screenshot image and identify the element directly through image understanding. In summary, what the agent really does comes down to just 4 steps. It plans and analyzes and action and review. In fact, the workflow agent follows the very same principles. It starts by analyzing the existing workflow and then identify any missing components or required change and apply them directly. Building an agent is much like creating a humanoid robot. all it really need is like eyes to understand the context and arms to carry out the necessary actions. And today, we live in a time where those arms can be implemented effectively through approach like MCP. In the end, it was simply about putting the piece together and reinventing what exactly what already existed. Now, let's look at the impact this platform has created. We are no longer tied for physical locations. We can access any device remotely anytime, just like true digital nomads. And we can run and verify tests automatically wherever and whenever they need it, ensuring consistent quality. And we get to focus on meaningful work instead of repetitive tasks. As our next step, we plan to integrate with design system like Figma, giving the agents much richer context about our products. We are also building an Atlas map that automatically capture and analyze every new screen and transition detected in the app. This Atlas project acts like a neural map of our app, linking all transitions together and making the agent significantly smarter. And this becomes the foundation for our ultimate goal. An agent that can understand natural languages, test scenarios, and autonomously test every possible interaction. As always, these technologies ultimately make our work and our lives richer. And with coding agent helping out, I get to manage my team and have fun building full stack projects like this and my own. Thank you for your time and attention today.